Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today to talk about my empties. Now, I haven't done an empties video in a couple of months now, so my empties basket has gotten quite chock-a-block. Lot of stuff, a lot of skincare. I've been burning through things because I've just been trying to get through old skincare that I no longer want. So any serum that I don't like, I'll use on my body. I've sort of tried to really use up stuff that's getting old. So I've got a lot of products here. I've only got about a half an hour to film this, so let's get cracking. If you're not familiar with what an empties is, essentially I go through the items that I've used up in the last couple of months and I give you a mini review on it after using it entirely, and I let you know if I would repurchase it or not. So I will list all the items that I talk about in the description box, so if you miss any name of an item or I forget to mention the full name, it will be there in sort of order of mention, but let's just get onto it. All right, let's start with the big products. This is a candle from Glasshouse. Glasshouse is my favorite candle company. I love their candles. They always have such a great scent throw. You can just lift the lid and it permeates the room. It's a really, really strong scented brand. I love them. I buy them not all the time, but I have like probably 3 of them already open and one, no, I think 2 put away in boxes. I like them. I buy them often. So they're a little bit more expensive because they're quite large candles, but I think they're worth it because you can literally light it for maybe half an hour and it fills up your entire room with a beautiful scent. This one was a limited edition one. It's called Cotton Candy Cloud. It's supposed to be a fairy floss scent. I don't think it's fairy floss. I found it to be more of a vanilla, like a soft vanilla baby powder sort of scent, which isn't going to be for everyone, but I just reminded me of something from my childhood. I think it smelled like there were these cupcake dolls and it sort of smelled like that, I think. So there was something about this sort of soft vanilla-y scent that I really liked. It was also really nice in winter, so I'd light it, it would have like a nice soft vanilla scent. I love the packaging. This is a limited edition jar. I'm going to empty it out and keep it and put jewelry in it. So I'm not going to repurchase this particular scent. It's no longer available and the scent wasn't my favorite out of the bunch that I've tried, but I love the jar and I don't regret buying it. It's nice. Let's talk about some Lush products. These are 2 large tubs. One was in my project pan, one was just in my shower. So the Rub shower scrub. I used this up. It was quite a nice, I like the scent of it and I like that it also acted as though it was like a body wash. So it almost had a bit of foaming element to it. But it is a salt scrub and look, this is the first time I've used this particular scrub from Lush. I've used their face scrub multiple times, but I've never used their body scrub. This particular one was quite runny in consistency, so I found that it washed away very easily. It does give you the instructions that if you want a rough scrub, then to use a handful on your dry body before you jump in the shower. I don't have time for that, so I never did that, but for me, this dissolved too quickly, but I did like the scrub. It just wasn't my favorite. You can also use this in your hair, which I never did. So yeah, I'd probably try this again if I saw it on sale, but I probably wouldn't buy the big tub again. Like if it was in a pack or something and it was a good deal, sure. But I just found it to be too runny and it sort of dissolved in the shower too quickly. The Once Upon a Time body lotion, I didn't love this. It was a holiday scent. I found it to be a little bit too sort of like overwhelming. It was a mix of so many different scents. It was a little bit tacky. It sort of smelled sweet, sort of smelled musky, sort of smelled woody. It was just like they took a whole bunch of different scents and thrown it into one. So I didn't love the scent. It was quite strong and overpowering. I also find their body lotions as a whole a little bit too oily. So I didn't love it. I wouldn't repurchase it. I've tried better body lotions from Lush in the past. Let's talk about a perfume. I use this in my project pan. It's the Britney Spears Midnight Fantasy. I like this. It sort of like has a black curranty type scent to it. It just brings back like nostalgia. I've had, I think, 3 bottles of this in the past. And the reason why I targeted this to use it up is because this is probably going on maybe 3 or 4 years old now. And I find that after a couple of years, the pump sort of gets stuck and sort of gets a bit like splurty and it's just not really built for keeping it around for a long period of time. They're really cheap though, so I would probably repurchase this in the future, but yeah, I've used it up now. I do like it though, it brings back a lot of memories. And as I'm taking products out of the basket, I'm losing nails, so ignore that. I've got nail polish on with gel top coat, and it reaches a point where the gel top coat is just like, we want to start popping off. And that's what I've reached at today, so it is what it is. I've got some products from Murad. I actually got these, and I've got a little spray in my bathroom that I haven't used yet. These were from a holiday packs that they had, and I was sent these, which was good to try. I was keen to try Murad. It was the first time I think I'd tried Murad. So this is the hydration range, and I've got here the nutrient charged water gel. This was actually really nice. It's like a gel. Oh, look, it's a gel texture. I did keep a little bit in here, so hopefully you can see, but it's this thin gel that turns into like a really nice light lotion. Had a nice sort of berry scent to it. I found this really nice. I would probably repurchase this to use it in summer. I used this throughout winter, which probably wasn't the smartest move because I wanted something a little bit thicker, but it did add a nice layer of hydration to the skin, and it did like, often I find with gel products, you put them on, they sort of absorb and disappear, but this one did leave a nice coating and did leave hydration pretty much all night. So I did like this, but again, I think I probably would repurchase this in summer, because in summer I tend to like something that's a little bit more cooling and lighter feeling, which this was. So it was light feeling, but it also offered the hydration benefits, which I really liked. So I would consider repurchasing this again. I did also use a mini of the prebiotic 4-in-1 multi-cleanser. So I got this along with this little moisturizer and a spray in a pack. So with this cleanser, you sort of use it as like a cleansing oil. So you're supposed to pump some of it into your hand, put it onto your dry face. So like if you've got makeup on, work it into the dry face. And then when you add water to it, it emulsifies and washes away. It was fine. I just don't think it worked as well as an oil cleanser. So I kept wanting to use the oil cleanser instead of this. So for me, I didn't mind it, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. So I probably wouldn't repurchase this. I did really like this mini of the Hydrodynamic Ultimate Moisture. So this was a thicker moisturizer. So this would be one again that I'd probably use in winter. It was a nice thick moisturizer. It felt like it wasn't too greasy or oily. It sort of made a nice coating on the skin that felt really comfortable, lasted like pretty much all night. I use this at night. And it was just a really nice hydrating moisturizer that was a bit thicker. So I probably would repurchase a big one of these for winter, this for summer. They were quite nice. I did enjoy them. So yeah, overall I do like that hydration range, but I did find that the moisturizing sort of products were, I think, better than the cleanser in my opinion. Used up a Batiste dry shampoo. This is the Eden one. Look, Batiste dry shampoos, I do think they work, but they always leave a white cast on my hair. So I got this, I think, in a PR pack or in a gift pack or something. It wouldn't be something I'd purchase myself because it did leave a white cast, but it does work well at refreshing the hair. I do like Batiste, but I always have to go the brown tinted one. So this one I wouldn't repurchase. I used up a QV body lotion. This probably had the opposite problem to this Lush one, where it was very, very thin and it didn't really feel like it did much. This is one that's nice and light. So if you don't like heavier body lotions, this is quite a nice one, but I found it to be a little bit too light. Like it was quite milky, quite runny, and it didn't feel like it sort of layered the skin really nicely. I like a body lotion that isn't greasy, but I feel like it covers the skin nicely. If you've got dry skin, this wouldn't cut it. It would just sort of like absorb straight away. But you know, maybe in the warmer weather, if you want a lighter lotion, this one was nice. QV is a really basic range. It doesn't have like scents or anything crazy added to it. It's just really, really basic and effective. So there you go. Perfume free, fragrance free, pH balanced. It's for sensitive skin. So yeah, it was fine. I just didn't feel like that beautiful, luxurious body lotion sort of feel that I like from a body lotion. I used up this hand cream. I don't know if you can see it in this lighting, but it's a Billie Goat Replenishing Lemongrass hand cream with goat's milk. It was fine. It was quite light. It wasn't greasy. It had a nice lemongrass scent to it. For some reason it was white, but then when it dried, it had this like orange thing going on. So when it was always dry around the cap, it was orange, which was strange because the product was white. I've got none left. I can't show it to you, but it was fine. It was a light hand cream, smelled nice. Probably would repurchase it if I saw it on sale, but I wouldn't track it down. It wasn't amazing. What I did actually prefer, and this is from the same brand, this is the Billie Goat Nature's Remedy Intensive Balm. Now I actually did prefer this moisturizer. This is a body lotion and it's suitable for eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis prone skin. So this was more heavy duty than the hand cream. This is a lot lighter. This was a lot thicker. What I loved about this one was it was like a white cream and you rubbed it in and it sort of turned temporarily white. So it felt like you covered your skin really well. You could see where you covered it and then it would sink in, but you still feel like you've got that layer on you, which I like. So I preferred this to this because it sinks in, but you feel like you've got moisture on your skin. And I really like this on my body. I liked it. I've had some like weird sort of rashes on the tops of my arms, and that worked really nicely on it. So this is more heavy duty, but I really liked it. And this is one that I would repurchase. It says that it's supposed to provide 24-hour hydration. It's supposed to create a barrier against dryness and help ease itchiness. And I do agree with this. I think that did that. I think it was great. So out of all the lotions I've spoken about today, this is the one I would repurchase. Oh, I used up this Do It Foot and Heel Balm Plus. I love this. I would repurchase it. I went to go repurchase it. I bought the wrong thing by accident. It had the same color. It was on the same shelf. I bought the wrong thing. I'm really pissed off because I wanted this and I don't have this. So this is a really good non-greasy foot gel. It's more of a gel. So this is AHAs and vitamin E, and it's a barrier protection type gel. I totally agree with that. It did leave a barrier, but it wasn't thick and greasy like normal foot balms. It was a nice light gel, but it stayed, like it kept your feet really nice and hydrated. I thought it was really good. You're supposed to apply it 2 or 3 times a day. And you'll see results within 5 days. I do agree with that. I use this sort of twice a day, one in the morning, one at night, and within a few days, my feet were a lot softer. So I would definitely repurchase this. Again, I tried to, bought the wrong thing. Shame on me, would repurchase it. It was very good. The next thing I would repurchase, and I do miss, is this moisturizer from Good Molecules. It has got a lot of fluff on it and it is well loved and it has been used up. It's got an airless pump, which I love, so you can see the product rising. You can get all the product out of it. This is a silicone-free priming moisturizer. Now, when I first got this, I was like, is it a primer or a moisturizer? What is it? And I think I've heard a lot of people have that confusion because it's a priming moisturizer. When you hear things like that, always go with the last word. So it is a moisturizer, but it does work well at priming the skin for makeup or anything. I found this moisturizer to be fantastic. It was really, really basic, scent-free. It was non-irritating. It was great. But one thing that I really liked about it was that it didn't clash with anything. It worked fantastically over all serums, all oils, all everything. I've put it over and it worked really well under sunscreens, makeup, anything I put over it. It worked really, really well. So this is a moisturizer. It's basic, basic, basic. You can use it day or night. It was a nice thickness. It wasn't too thick. It wasn't too light. It wasn't greasy. So again, it provided that layer of moisture, but it didn't feel greasy or like oily or gross. But it also didn't feel so light that it disappeared on your skin straight away. It worked really well. I would totally repurchase this. My favorite thing from the Good Molecules range. It was such a great, just basic moisturizer, but I loved it. And I love that it is silicone free because often moisturizers that have silicone, they compete with other products, and that's when products ball up. Because this was silicone free, it just mixed so well with everything. I would definitely repurchase that if I was placing an order from Beautylish in the near future. All right, used up a Daiso Puff and Sponge detergent. I didn't wash my brushes and sponges for ages. I think I left them for months after having a baby. And I finally decided to clean them, and I went through a whole bottle of this. I really like Daiso Puff and Sponge detergent. It works a treat at cleaning your brushes and sponges. Only problem is the bottle is so small that you can actually, if you've got a lot of brushes to clean, you can go through it really quickly. But I have heaps of backups of this, so there we go. Oh, a product that I do miss. This is the GLYCO Age Repair Retinol Booster. This is a beautiful retinol product. This is my favorite retinol product I've ever used. And the reason I love it is I've used some strong retinols before and they cause my skin to react. I get a lot of redness, I get dermatitis flaring up on my eye. My skin doesn't like really strong, harsh actives, but because this is oil-based retinol, so it's in an oil, the oil is beautiful and luxurious and it sort of cushions the retinol so it doesn't irritate the skin as much being in an oil base. I love this. I would repurchase this. I've used this in my second one. It's a beautiful product. I'm not in the market to buy more skincare at the moment. I'm trying to get through what I've got, but this is definitely my favorite retinol product. I think it's wonderful. Oh, good molecules. We've got another product. This is the Super Peptide Serum. So it's supposed to target fine lines, wrinkles, and dullness. To be fair, I didn't really notice any difference using this or not using this, so I probably wouldn't repurchase it. I would prefer to buy 5 of these than one of these because I found that this, I don't know, I just found this was a better experience and more like versatile, whereas this, I did use it, but it was just like a gel serum and it didn't have any effects on my skin. Let's put it that way. I used up a Ela Cosmetics Illuminating Primer. This I didn't love. I just found it was like another moisturizer step to my skincare routine. So it was an illuminating primer, so it was like a moisturizer with a slight, maybe pearlescent bit of brightening something in it, like a bit of shimmer or something, but it wasn't anything too noticeable. But it just felt like moisturizer. So personally, I wouldn't use this because it just felt like I was wearing another layer of moisturizer, and I do have oily skin, so even though I like to stay hydrated and moisturized, I don't like to just layer layers of moisturizer, like layer upon layer, so I wouldn't repurchase this. This was just a mini that I got in a duo, which was a birthday present from Mecca a couple of years ago. Didn't love it, didn't feel like it added anything to my makeup or skin or anything. But it was okay. It was okay. This was my most recent skincare addition, and it was also one that I used up very, very fast. This is from Bouquet Beauty, and it's the Strawberry Face Polish. Now, I use this up really fast because I mainly used on my body. This is a sugar scrub for your face. It did have like strawberry seeds in it as well, but because, look, again, I can get quite irritated skin, so I don't like things that aggravate my skin. Sugar scrubs, I think they're more designed for the body. Maybe if I was 18 to 24 and my skin was a little bit more robust and could handle it, sure, use a sugar scrub. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't super, super harsh. I just know that sugar on the face, not the best. So I mainly use this on my body. One thing I did like about it was it did emulsify. So it didn't leave any like oily residue on the skin, but the scent wasn't nice. I love strawberry scented things. I love, love, love strawberry. Historically, strawberry is one of my favorite scents and flavors of all time. So this sounded like it'd be up my alley, but it actually smelled like plastic strawberry. So it missed the mark. If it was on the body, like at a distance using it, you can go, oh, that's a nice strawberry scent. Up close in your nose, it smelled like plastic. So I thought that was a really missed opportunity for a nice strawberry scent. So I wouldn't repurchase that. From Milk Makeup, I used up the Cooling Water Stick Serum type thing. I didn't love this. I wouldn't put this on my face. Like, there's nothing wrong with putting it on your face, but I just don't like, it was a very firm stick serum, and I thought it was like, didn't really do anything. It sort of turned into a watery serum, and it was just like, what's the point? Like, I didn't see any benefit to it personally. I use this on my body. I thought this, look, I don't see any good results, but I really liked the hard stick to rub on your body. It was like a massage type product. So I'd love Milk to create like a bigger version of like a body butter stick or a serum stick and have like a massagey body thing going on. That would be something I would definitely purchase, but these sort of stick serums, I don't get them. I used up some lashes from Bouquet Beauty. So these are the boys' lashes in Dante. They're really nice. I wore them time and time and time again. So I cut them in half and used them as 2 like half lashes. They're a nice sort of wispy, there was some dramatic element to them, but they looked also quite natural. I enjoyed them, would repurchase them. They were lovely. I used up the Innisfree No Sebum Blur Powder. It was fine. It wasn't amazing. It was sort of like a translucent mattifying powder. Again, fine. Nothing amazing. Didn't stand out as being something that like blurred my pores and made me look flawless. It just was all right. It did control a bit of shine, which was nice. Nothing too amazing. From my project pan, I did use up a NARS. This is the Afterglow Lip Balm in Orgasm. I quite like this lip balm. I just didn't like the color. It was a pink and it came across quite bright on my lips. And even though I do like bright lips, I don't like bright lip balms, if that makes sense. I prefer like a clear or a brownie nude. So I did like the formula. Didn't love the color, so I wouldn't repurchase it. I also used up a Wet n Wild eyeshadow. This was just a matte cream. And I did like this as just sort of like a setting eyeshadow primer. It was really nice to just have a single that I could use with every sort of look or every palette. It wasn't the best quality, but pretty cheap, pretty easy to use. Quite liked it. I would definitely pick up more of these to use in the future. Didn't hate it. All right, I used up this product, which is interesting. It's from Trilogy, which is a skincare brand that's mainly known for their rosehip oil, but this is the vitamin C booster treatment. So it's got 6% vitamin C in it, and what it does, it was really interesting. So pretty much you had this lid that came with it. So this is a little dropper applicator, but it came with the lid, and I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little flap. And essentially what you do came like this, right? Had a little bit of serum in it, and then you press the bottom, it drops some powder in there, you shake it to activate it. Then it stays activated for a couple of weeks, and you're supposed to use it as like an intensive 2-week treatment. You use it morning and night. And I really didn't mind this. I think it worked well. Vitamin C, strong vitamin C can irritate my skin, but I found that this one worked quite nicely. It did brighten the skin. So if you wanted like a little intensive 2-week treatment, this one's quite nice. I did like it. I have seen much higher end brands do this type of thing for a lot more money. So yeah, I would try this again if I want a bit of brightness, especially since I don't like incorporating vitamin C every single day because it can irritate my skin. So a little bit of a like 2-week sort of pick me up. I didn't mind that idea. All right, I did use up a bunch of samples and minis. I don't have time to go through all of them. So, and I probably don't have much to say about all of them, but I did want to mention that I have used up heaps. I will pick out a couple to talk about because there's a couple that did stand out. I wanted to talk about them, but yeah, I did use stuff up. All right, the first one I wanted to talk about was this here. So it's by the New Zealand brand, I think it's Kotia. Anyway, you buy this at Priceline in Australia, and it's got deer milk in it. And this was the Hydrating Day Cream SPF 15. I loved this. This was beautiful. I used probably maybe this over 3 days. It was a beautiful, thick, rich, non-greasy, really hydrating, beautiful lotion. I would definitely track down more from this brand. I did look them up. They're not the cheapest in Australia. So I'm going to definitely wait for a skincare sale at Priceline. Then I'm going to buy like a night moisturizer, this day moisturizer. It was beautiful, especially in winter. It was so, so lovely. So this is one that the sample actually made me want to buy the product. So note to self, buy some of this. It was great. I also wanted to mention that the Dermalogica, I don't know if you can see these are the Ultra Calm Water Gel. This was actually really lovely. It was the first time I've used this product. If you like something that's very, very, very light, watery gel, this was a nice product. I can imagine wearing this or using this a lot in summer. Again, if you want something that's refreshing, not too sort of heavy. This was like a gel that once you put it on your skin, it turned into like a water consistency. But again, it didn't feel like it just disappeared on your face. It left a nice sort of layer of hydration. I thought this was really nice. I would repurchase that. Then the last thing I wanted to mention was the Seul de Genero Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. This is the first time I've actually used the Boom Boom Cream. I didn't get the hype. Some people love the scent. The lotion was quite a nice sort of consistency. Again, it was thick enough to leave a nice layer on the skin, but it wasn't too greasy. But the scent I found a little bit obnoxious. So there's that. I wouldn't buy it. It wasn't the worst, but it was quite strongly scented, and it's one of those scents that, you know, you put it on before you go to bed and then you can just smell it on your pajamas like until you wash them. So it was a bit too much for me. All right, those are the products I used up in the last couple of months and what I think about them overall. There is some nice products here that I'll definitely repurchase, but majority of them, they're all right. They're just all right. Probably my standouts for sure that I want to repurchase very soon are these two. So the foot cream and the Good Molecules. They were really, really lovely. And I want to track down that New Zealand moisturizer from that sample. They were really, really lovely. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.